What's going on, people? It is currently 10:37. I've just made the video to announce the new content strategy. So obviously you'll be watching this, so you'll know that now the road to HMO is going to be on YouTube. It's going to be a weekly vlog, and I'm really excited about this because I think it's going to be a way where I can really show the ins and outs of what I'm doing. It's not just the HMO portfolio that I'm trying to build. I'm also building a deal sourcing business. Eventually going to pick up some rent-to-rents and start building the cash flow. So there's a lot of exciting things going on, and I just think that short form content is not the best way to show that. So yeah, YouTube it is. Evening. The thing that I've identified, I'm not selling enough deals.
Have you identified as a problem?
Not getting enough of my own deals in the pipeline to sell. Haven't got enough investors that are serious in my investor list.
2 funnels a day. Number 1 funnel, what did you do that day? The second funnel is to date. You send these 2 funnels. Here's my today activity. Here is, to date. And you keep focusing on these numbers, This way, you become more intentional. So not only are you doing the physical activity, but you're sending the right message. You're sending the right telecommunication with your mind. This is freaking so simple that people just don't, oh yeah, that sounds nice, Mark. I'm telling you, what you pay attention to pays attention to you. Now you need a funnel for people to sell deals to. You must measure how many calls did I make, how many people did I speak to, by the way, how many freaking referrals did I ask? So many of you are missing a trick where you don't ask for a referral. What's the worst going to say? No. If I ask it 10 times, surely one person going to say yes. 20 times and you make $5,000. Will you do that? Of course you would if you look at it that way. You know what you're doing?
Yes, yeah? Thank you, Mark.
Of course.
So you will have seen last night that I was on a mastermind. It was a weekly call that we do with the Real Life group, which is my coaching group. Problem that I'm having at the minute with my deal sourcing business is that we're not getting enough of our own deals, we're not getting enough investors. What I spent last evening doing and this morning was finishing off the KPI list for the business, like what we need to be doing every single week to make sure that we can get deals into the pipeline, but then also how to track how we're doing daily. Because at the minute, say if we think we need to do 15 outreaches a day to agents, just as an example, without really tracking it, we don't know if that's a good rate or not. So by having this deal funnel, it will allow us to track what we're doing daily. And with that information, we can see if we need to increase the amount of outreach we're doing, or maybe even decrease, or if we're failing at, the offer stage, like are the offers not good enough, So all this data will allow us to really hone in on what we need to improve. Yeah, we'll have to get back to you on a wider video, I guess. I'm actually currently filming the first vlog today. So yeah, we will get that to you. But I agree with James, you probably need something that looks a little bit more professional. So what I'm doing now is my non-negotiables. So every single day I have tasks that I need to do. I can get the bulk of my work done by about 2 p.m. That's including a lunch break as well, which then frees up the afternoon to do viewings or creative work. But yeah, obviously it is flexible. So if I need to go viewings in the morning, I can always schedule it around. I reschedule it, sorry. But yeah, it allows me to know exactly what I need to do. Now, I'm not going to pretend as if I've always done it this way. I've only just put it into a calendar this week. but I've always had the tasks on my to-do list in my book, so write them out every single day. Just this is more of a visual representation of what I need to do, when I need to do it, and it's quite nice to see that if I get it all done on time, I can be done by like 2. But that's obviously not including the creative stuff, which takes a little bit more time. Been a long week, so I thought I'd go to a cafe, catch up on some work, find some deals, just do the daily tasks, but in a different setting, and this was a great location. Morning team, we're off to a Samuel Leeds event today to see the King, Jordan Belfort. Very excited for it. Very tired, I didn't get much sleep last night, as you can hear by the voice, but let's see how the event goes. Bye, Dad.
Excited to be here. Wow, look at this. London, it's been so long. On some level, it's like you're being a safecracker. Then you have what's called emotional certainty.
People, yesterday I was at the Jordan Belfort event. Today, just going to be running some errands. Need to get a haircut. Thought I might as well do 2 in 1. Haircut secured. It's crazy how different you feel when you've had a haircut. I feel like a new man, but I'll see you at home. So for everyone who doesn't know who I am, my name is Michael. I'm a property entrepreneur, and this is my journey of building my portfolio of HMOs. I just want to let you know a little bit about who I am, where I'm going, and what I want to do. I started my journey last year as a deal sourcer. I actually found out about deal sourcing the year before on my journey of trying to find the next sort of side hustle or business that I could create to get me out of my 9-to-5 job. And I sort of thought it was a scam, so I left it for a year. And then last year, that pain point was finally there where I wanted to leave my job. I wanted to have more money coming in. And I re-looked into how I could get into property, because ultimately that's where I wanted to be. Whether it was now or long term, I wanted to be invested in property. So I went and found out what it actually was, did the research, and understood that I was basically just finding deals for other investors. From there, I went and did training with a guy called Jack Smith. I will link his YouTube channel down below if you don't already know him. I'm sure you probably will. And then quickly after that, the Fontaine brothers dropped their course, which was pretty much the same as what I'd learnt with Jack, but it was something that I could go over and over again until I'd cemented the new ideas in my head. And from there, I started building myself a bit of a reputation as a deal sourcer, speaking with investors, selling a couple of deals. And, the same sort of question that I would be getting from experienced investors is, Michael, what is your long-term goal? And they probably were asking those questions because they see a young lad trying to make something happen for himself in an industry where there's a lot of capital needed. Give them all the same response. I'd say I'm going to deal source, I'm going to sell as many deals as I can, save up a pot, and then start building my portfolio. They all said it was a great idea, but it wouldn't get me to my goal as quick as I wanted to. I made it clear that I wanted to build a portfolio of HMOs, which are very capital intensive. A lot of money goes into refurbing these properties, buying the properties, architects, planning. There's a lot that goes into building a portfolio of HMOs. And ultimately, they said to me, I would run out of money after the first project. I wouldn't necessarily run out straight away, but I wouldn't have money to have like 2-3 projects on at a go. Regardless of whether they did HMOs or buy-to-lets, they all told me the same thing, that to scale a property business, you need to learn how to raise finance. So I took that all on board from all these investors, and I realized that, I'm doing deal sourcing to make money to build a portfolio, but the ultimate goal is to build a portfolio. So went out and sought a mentor, a coach, someone who I trusted, and someone who ultimately is in the position that I want to be in. And since March, we've been working together, and I spent the first few months really understanding the HMO strategy, how to raise finance, the legalities behind it, and really learning the other property strategies from an investor's point of view rather than just the deal sources. And it really gave me a new insight into how to buy properties and how to view deals and everything that comes with it. So I then, after a few months, resumed my deal sourcing business again. And I decided that I wanted to share my journey of the road to HMO. And I was doing that on Instagram. I did it for about 4 months straight, 60-second snippets every single day of how I was feeling, what I was doing, where I wanted to go, the ups and the downs of building a portfolio and just being an entrepreneur in general. And I thought, why not start a YouTube series to really show what I'm doing day in, day out and provide as much value as I can and ultimately just share my journey, because I want people to see what I'm up to, how I'm doing it, for 2 reasons. The selfish reason is to be able to raise money and show people that what I'm capable of and the products that I'm providing and the services I'm providing. But the selfless reason is I genuinely want to help inspire other people to start their own business or start their own property journey. And whether it's just to give them a little bit of extra funds to enjoy life a little bit better, or they have the same motivation as myself to actually leave their job. So by sharing my journey, I'm hoping that it'll at least inspire one other person to do the exact same thing as what I'm doing. And where we are currently is that over the last couple of weeks, I did actually have a JV partner in place. We were going to start doing projects together, but that has fallen through. I've had over 60 offers at this point in my gold mine area, all rejected. Just the numbers aren't working at what I need them at. So we're still on the hunt. We're on the hunt for the first HMO. But that being said, HMOs are not the only thing that I'm doing. I have different interests and different strategies with different people. I won't go into all of that today, but I think to have a property portfolio, I genuinely believe that if you're going to have a portfolio that can weather all conditions, you need to have a portfolio that is diverse. And that might include a few rent-to-rents, that might include a few buy-to-lets, that might include having a few flip projects on the go, whilst also having a high cash flowing asset like a HMO. Some will say you need to stick to one strategy, do one thing, and niche down and focus. And that is great, and I will have one strategy, which is the one that I want to focus on the most, which is HMOs. But my mentors always taught me 70-20-10. You focus the majority of your time and effort onto one strategy, and then you have another 2 or 3 potentially that are afterthoughts, and you just do when you have a bit of time or a good opportunity arises. And ultimately, property is about identifying good opportunities and pouncing on them, whether that's in your strategy or on other strategies. So that's a little bit about me, where I'm at, where I'm heading. The vlogs are going to get better with time as I get better at understanding the YouTube structure, and it's a lot different to short form. But I'm looking forward to sharing my journey, showing where I'm going, showing what I want to do, and ultimately bringing other people along. I want to showcase what other people are doing, how other people are helping me build my portfolio, and how I can help their lives be better as well. So thank you for watching, everybody, and I will see you next week for episode 2 of The Road to HMO.